often I've done this, so bear with me. So, yes, long ago, Possum and Rabbit, they were two very eligible bachelors in a day, back in the day. And so, you know, Possum was always complaining. He was like, man, I'm tired of being lonely. I'm tired of not having a wife. I'm tired of not having a girlfriend. I'm tired of coming home and hugging dead leaves. And I'm tired of this. And so he tells Rabbit, and Rabbit's like, I agree with you. You know, you're always complaining about not having a wife. You know what? I'm going to help you get a wife. And so that's when Possum's like, please, I would appreciate that so much. And so they go to the village, and then Rabbit, he sees these three beautiful women. He's like, hey, Possum, why don't you go talk to them? See if one of them will be your wife. See if maybe they'll want to be my wife too. And so Possum, he walks up to them. You know, he's very bland, and he has the same line over and over that he uses to court, and it doesn't always work. And he's like, hey, my name's Possum, and I'm looking for a wife, and I'm a good hunter, I'm a good fisherman. I'd love for you to be my wife. And so the women are like, oh, Possum, wow, you're don't get us wrong, you're a very attractive creature. You have a pretty smile, nice pretty eyes, you eat ticks and things like that. But we don't want you to be our husband. I don't want to be your wife. And he's like, why? Why do you not want to be my wife? And then one of them says, because you hang out with Rabbit too much. Rabbit's trouble. If you hang out with him, something bad's going to happen to you. And so he's thinking, whatever. So he goes to Rabbit and says, they don't want to marry us. They said you're trouble. And he's like, Rabbit's, oh, don't listen to them. They don't know what they're talking about. So they move on further out of the village in different areas. And he says, hey, there's some more women right there. Why don't you go talk to them? And so he goes the same thing. He's like, hi there, my name's Possum. I'm looking for a wife. And I think you'd be a great wife. And then the women, again, they're like, look, Possum, you got a pretty smile, you got pretty eyes, but I don't want to marry you. You hang out with Rabbit too much. He's trouble. You hang out with him too much, you're going to get in trouble. Something bad's going to happen to you. And so Possum's like, just kind of, like, whatever. So he goes back to Rabbit and says, same thing happens. They don't want to marry him because of you. That's 6 wives I could have had. And then Rabbit's like, you know what? We'll go outside the village. We'll go away from here. And so they move on, and they said, we'll go to another village. We'll go far away from here. Surely someone will marry us. And so they go on, and they're on this trail, and it's kind of near a cliffside, like rocks hanging off and all that. And they're walking, and all of a sudden they feel the ground start shaking, and all the giant boulders start rolling off the hill, and they're running as fast as they can. They're running as quick as they can, and Rabbit, of course, he gets ahead. And Possum, all of a sudden hears, oh, my back. And so Rabbit looks back and says, Possum, are you okay? Oh, no, get this rock off of my back. And so Rabbit, he does everything he can, gets that rock off of his back. Rabbit had a lot of strength back in those days. And so gets that rock off of his back. And Possum, he's hurting. He says, oh, Rabbit, help me. Rabbit's like, what do you want me to do? And he says, get the medicine from my pouch. And so Rabbit reaches into his pouch. He says, all right, what do I do now? All right, you need to go get some water. So Rabbit goes and gets some water. He starts a fire. And he's like, all right, now put that, get a cup, put that in my cup. And he boils it and cooks it and all that. And so then Possum drinks the medicine. And he's like, thank you, Rabbit. I think I'll be okay. And he says, and Rabbit's like, let's go find our wives. And so Possum tries to get up. And he's like, I can't. I can barely move right now. The medicine's working, but it's going to take a minute. So, Rabbit, you're going to have to go on without me. Find us some wives, please. And so Rabbit's like, okay, all right, I'll go find us some wives. So he goes to the next village. He goes and he's looking around. He's like, where's everybody at? And then he hears commotion coming from the council house. He goes into the council house and he looks around and all the people are inside. Every animal you can imagine was inside. And he's like, perfect. There's plenty of people to choose from here. And so he goes to the chief He says, hey, I have a message from the bear, the great bear from the next village over. And so he says, what do you want? What is it? What is this message? He says, everybody must get married. Everybody must find a husband. Everybody must find a wife. Everybody must be happy. And so the chief was like, well, if it's coming from the great bear himself, let's do it. So everybody in the council house, everybody gets married. The skunks get married. The chickens get married. The hogs get married. Even the cat and dog. I don't think it worked out very long though. But everybody got married. And so he's looking around. He's like, yeah, even Rabbit got himself a wife. He's happy. All of a sudden, Possum's coming out, his back's hurting. He's like, hey, what's going on in here? And Rabbit's like, look, we got married. I have me a wife. And Possum's looking around. He's like, wait, where's mine? Do I get a wife? And Rabbit's like, oh, I forgot. I'm sorry, Possum. And Possum's like, oh, Rabbit, I gave you one job. I gave you one thing to do. You couldn't do that. Oh, how am I going to find a wife now? And Rabbit says, don't worry. There's another village down the trail. We'll find you another one. And so they start walking. And by this time, Possum's doing better and all that. And so, but he's still kind of hurting. His back, so he's walking a little slow still. And so Rabbit, he's like, you know what? I move faster. If I go on ahead, I'll find us some wives. And then Possum's like, all right, but I'm trusting you with this. Rabbit's like, of course, yeah, no problem. I'm telling you, I want her to be pretty. I want her to be like me. And then Rabbit's like, of course, yeah, sure. And so he goes off. He goes to the next village. And he goes to the council house once again. And he's looking around, and of course, they're having another meeting. So he tries the same line again, but he changes it up just a little bit. So he goes in, he says, hey, I have a message from the great bear. And that chief from there, he's like, well, what is the message? Tell us. The great bear says, there's too much happiness. There's too much happiness. People are getting married. Love, it distracts people. It changes how we think. We need to go to war. We need to start a fight. And so all the animals are like, yeah, let's do it. And so they're all getting hyped up and all that. They're hooting and hollering and all that. And the Rabbit, he's looking around. He's like, yeah, this is going to work. I think this is going to work. I don't know what he had in mind. And so Possum comes in. He's like, Rabbit's like, whoa, hold on. Wait, Possum, before you go in, I have to tell you something. He's looking, Possum, he's annoyed right now. He's like, Rabbit, I'm tired of this. I'm wanting to find a wife. You said you'd get me a wife. And Rabbit was like, whoa, you need to calm down. And Possum's like, no, I want a wife. I want to get married. And so Rabbit's like, well, okay then. You see her in there? Right in the middle? That's your wife. Go give her a big hug and a big kiss. It was the chief. So he sends him in there. Possum runs in, runs up, grabs the chief, hugs him, starts kissing on him. The chief's like, oh, get off of me. What are you doing? Get away. Oh, yeah, get away. And then the chief's like, and then Possum, he's like, no, whoa, I'm so sorry. I didn't know. And then all the animals were like, hey, he's trying to hurt our chief. He's trying to kill him. Let's kill the rabbit. Let's kill the possum. Sorry. And so they start going after the possum. They start pulling on his tail. They start beating him up. And then, well, Possum was okay after that. But Rabbit comes back in. He's like, hey, I'm sorry about that. Everything okay? And Possum's like, no, not okay. And so from that day on, Possum and rabbits don't exactly make the best of friends. So that's the story of Possum and Rabbit looking for wives.